Welcome to the What We Do podcast.
Thanks.
For the benefit of the tape, state your name and job title.
I'm Mike D'Souza and I'm a front of house manager for the Assembly Hall Theatre.
I would also like to say that Mike is like one of the vibiest people.
Thanks.
You're like a mood in a good way.
I get that.
What does your team do?
I work as part of the front of house team and the operations team. That means we look after everything in the building that isn't backstage. Mm-hmm. Auditorium, bars, front of house foyer, ticketing, sales, all of that comes underneath our remit. There's 3 of us that work in the team, 4 of us including Dawn, who's our manager, but myself, Sam and Flora. We manage the shows on show nights, so that means we could be working from 12 p.m. till 12 a.m. on Sundays, Saturdays, Sundays as well. It's good fun. No day is the same.
Yeah, I think that sounds really fun, but that I would find the hours deeply stressful.
The hours are a challenge, but my career before here has been those hours, so my body is just set and ready to go for this type of work anyway. Flora was a flight attendant before she started with us, so again, crazy weird hours. Yeah. And Sam he's adapted to it because this was his first job.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. That's very cute.
Yeah.
I would love to know, because this is... I'm sorry, I'm going to close the window.
What is happening outside?
Sure, it's something to do with the theatre.
Oh yeah, sorry, that would be Swan Lake.
Was that just a big truckload of ballet dancers?
They have 2 massive semi-trucks coming in today to unload the set and the dancers. They don't just pile the dancers in with the set and go...
Does it sound like...
Tumble them out.
Yeah. I would love to know more about Christmas working in your role, because... I've worked in hospitality, which has similar hours and some similar challenges, but I think probably working in the theatre is like next level.
My background is hospitality as well. I did a lot of entertainment, worked in theme parks and escape rooms and restaurants and bars and all sorts of fun stuff. Coming into the theatre didn't feel much different, but what I would say is that when we're planning Panto, we're planning it the year before. So we are already thinking about next year's Panto, and it hasn't even got to the point that we're at Sleeping Beauty this year. But we would look for what type of drinks and what type of food and snacks are we going to sell this year that would themed well with the actual Panto going on.
Chamomile tea.
Make everyone really sleepy in the auditorium.
Yeah, that's the point, right?
So we'll look at things like decorating the theatre, how the journey for a guest would be coming into the theatre, what their first thoughts are of it as they walk into the foyer, and how that transports them through the different areas, hopefully to see that we've put in a lot of work to the merchandise stand, the bars, and it's not just the auditorium and the Panto that we are focused on with, the whole theatre is involved.
So it's a bit like how at like Disney parks, like all the staff who are in costume have to...
They're on another level.
Yeah.
On another level, but similar to the fact that, it's not just one area that you're looking after, it is the whole experience. And we try and do that before they even get through the doors by sending, the pre-show emails and getting them hyped about what's about to come. And
I have a theatre degree. Nobody knows who I am that listens to this podcast. So I don't think they know my name, but they know that I can't eat bread, and they don't know my job title either. But I'm going to add the information of I have a theatre degree. And after 3 years, I realised that the build-up is my favourite part of attending the theatre. It's like Christmas, like the build-up is...
You get all these pre-show emails and you get like, oh my God, I've got like 5 days until I go and see this show. And it's just, it makes it...
And like getting your drink and then wondering if there'll be ice cream in the middle.
Always ice cream at the theatre.
It's the only time I eat ice cream.
What flavour's your favourite?
Honeycomb and white chocolate.
Oh, great. So we have that.
Yeah. I know. Oh, I know. I know. This is my local theatre. I've attended. The ice cream in the middle of the Rod Gilbert show about cancer was a weird vibe, but you know what?
Did you know what? I was there, so I was managing that show. And again, like weirdly similar to Panto in the sense that we set everything up ready for that vibe and that audience ready to come in. And then he came out onto the stage, like hilarious, brilliant, and then spoke about his cancer, and everyone went, oh. And it's like, okay. Interval time, ice creams and alcohol?
Yeah, I think that show particularly was like a really nice thing about showing how when you're in there for just that evening, like you're in part of a community.
Yeah, 100%.
For just like a few hours, you were all a group, so you know where the people who he was interacting with in the audience are sitting, and you feel everyone's responses. So when there's a bit where he gets really serious, you feel that kind of tension that you get when a comic gets serious, but then you get that group release when he like throws in a punchline as well.
100%. And that's what I love about this place, is that you do feel that in every show that we have. There's that sense of community and that sense of just being part of something in that moment. And Panto, you know, for the length of time that we have it, for that period, we're all in that experience together, and I love it.
It's also really nice that it's so part of the fabric of people's festive season.
Which is so, like, for me, it was kind of when I was growing up, but I always knew they were happening. We never really went to go and see them, and it wasn't until like recently that I didn't realise how much of a thing it is for people that they have to see Panto. And we see the same families every year. So you'll be seeing kids grow up as well. Which is really crazy. We've actually had recently some of the kids who were in the Panto apply for jobs to come and work at the theatre with us, which again is like, it's crazy. I worked with a guy a couple of years ago in a pub who was one of the kids in Peter Pan, and his hoist got stuck between his legs, and he had to sing a whole Black Eyed Peas song in a very uncomfortable position. I can imagine. I mean, some of the stories that you get from Panto, because the nature of Panto, things will go wrong. As part of the point of it, is that it's supposed to be a very spontaneous experience. And I know it's not certain people's favourite thing about Panto, but it is mine. Because I just love seeing how chaotic it can get. And everyone going, is this part of the show, or is this like... it's so funny. Well, I think the audience are a character in Panto, and so they can really impact where the show's going to go, whether, the performers are going to have to push more because they're quite quiet, or whether the performers are going to get really overconfident because they're very loud, and like that must make it, especially because you're going to see that show many times. 100 times. However many times it's on, I will see it. So the answer to that is yes. How many times? Yes. Yes, all of the times. But we have people like Stuart and James who come back every year for our Panto, and they know how to work our audience. So like you said, if it's small, if it's large, they'll get the most out of it. They will give the audience the best experience they can in whatever setting they're in, which is it's awesome. For a lot of people as well, this will be the one time of year that they come into a theatre setting, and I think that's why it's so important that you get that whole experience. Absolutely. It's magical. We are a gateway theatre to a lot of people, and this is something we've been discussing as a team, is that we are an entry to a lot of people into the world of theatre, which is great because we have such a variety of different shows that we offer. 6, when we had that here 2 years ago now, God, it feels like it was last year. I had that 2 years ago. So many people that can't get to London to see these types of shows are now coming to us to see them. And then they're like, this is amazing, what else have you got? To be able to have your West End level show, and then also be able to go outside and walk home, or get the bus and or walk, even like if you go see a matinee, walk through a park afterwards. Exactly. Because for a lot of people, like, theatre's quite a heavily overstimulating experience, and I think if you're gonna go do that, that's great, but for some people, like, that's gonna burn that out, and you're gonna not want to come out and then get on the tube and then get on a train and then all this stuff, like I think, like, as for me, with the way that my brain works, I think it's really nice to be able to just step outside and you're like, it's Tunbridge Wells. It's I'm home. Just around the corner, really. It's honestly brilliant. Like you said, it's a big experience for a lot of people. And you work a lot with the casuals, so so you have quite a big raft of casuals working at the theatre. People who staff the bar, and it fluctuates. So we're sort of in between 50 to 70 people that work for us at any one point. Around this period, we do lose a lot of people because they head off to uni. They find other jobs over the summer, because during the summer we actually close for maintenance, and a lot of people want that work, so they go and look for other work. And, but we always open our doors to them because they're great people to work we use them for the bar team, checking tickets on the door. They'll be in the auditorium. Just throughout the theatre, you will find a member of a casual team who is there just because they love working at the theatre.
Yeah.
Everyone's got other jobs or school, but they're there every night, like giving everything.
Because I know from the technical side of things, a lot of people start work here and then they'll go off to the West End, and it is probably a fantastic first job as well to come out, and the amount of different people and different experiences you'll have. It's a lot more than just, a standard cafe bar job.
Yeah, 100%. We've got so many people that have come to this job as well that, we'll have people that are obviously interested in the theatre. They've either been working with the Panto team or they've done dance schools, or they have some knowledge of how a theatre operates, and this is like you said, their first step into that world and their first job, and it's great because it's such a unique experience. On the flip side, we have people that are here because they want to fill their evenings with stuff. So we've got people that are retired that will just be like, I want to spend my evening doing something.
Yeah.
They'll come and work with us, checking tickets, and then they'll head home. But for them, that's such a great experience because they're out of the house, they're meeting new people. Sometimes they'll do their tickets and buy a ticket themselves and go and sit in the auditorium and watch the show. It's great.
You get that, being part of your community feeling as well, which I think a lot of people really look for. So I'm supposed to have also asked you what your day-to-day looks like. So once you get here?
God, day-to-day for us is never the same, so it's really hard to pin down what it is we do. If there isn't a show on, we'll be in the office from 9 till 5 planning for whatever we've got coming up in the next 2 weeks. If that isn't something that we're planning for, we're planning for whatever the next big show is, so that we can always get ahead of ourselves in terms of merchandise and stock that we're going to be selling for that show. Have we got enough of the casuals? Do we need team training? All of that stuff. However, that's not normally where we are. You can never really find us 9 to 5 because we're always running a show or managing a show. So like I said, we'll be in from midday to get everything set up and prepped for that show. 5-6 p.m. our team will come in, we'll brief them on what the show is about because the variety of shows are so different. Every show we have to have a new briefing as to what their policies are, filming photography, haze, smoke, strobes. It changes every day. So that is our process between 5 to 6. 5:30, our doors open, public come in, we do the show, public go home, we go home.
I have many questions though about that, and some of these we'll be able to keep in, and some of them we can't. What's the weirdest thing you've ever confiscated?
The weirdest thing I've ever confiscated was, well, I don't know if it's weird, but for me it was why. It was a full fish and chips dinner from the chippy, like wrapped in newspaper, but 2 portions of fish and chips. Oh, can we not bring this into the theatre? No.
Wow.
Yeah. Obviously you get the standard like bottles of alcohol and stuff like that. Yeah. And we don't allow that in because we want to make money. We need to make money, so people need to buy the bar. But for you to bring your dinner with you,
smelly fish and chip dinner,
and they're sat in the middle of the tiered stalls, which is in between everyone. We had one recently. I wasn't working it, but we had Tim Peake, the astronaut, and 2 guests turned up in full astronaut gear. Yeah. Like the whole suit, the helmet.
I think I saw pictures of them.
Yeah, they were sat at the very top of the tiered stalls, blocking everyone's view in the circle behind them. So again, it's not so much confiscating, but it's like, please don't wear that.
Por favor.
Yeah.
What's the most challenging show you've worked on?
The most challenging show I've worked on. This is tough. I've got to be careful. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's 2 different answers to that. Panto is a difficult show because of how quick the turnarounds are for the shows. We have one normally at 10 and then one at, say, 3 or 4 o'clock. For the public, they're there for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and then they leave the building. We then have to reset everything within a half-hour period to get the next group of people in.
And that's not just your standard reset either, is it? Because it's very excitable children. And then...
So it's a good way of putting it. Yeah. There's popcorn on the floor. There's maybe someone got too excited and vomited everywhere. Yeah. There's confetti that they blast off at the end of the show that then lands in the popcorn and said vomit. It's it's a wonderful time of year.
Are they not allowed to throw sweets anymore?
No, I didn't realise that was a thing. Is that...
So they still throw sweets?
No, we don't throw sweets. No, in terms of the performers?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, they used to, when I was a kid, they threw sweets.
No, we use water pistols.
Oh, well, that's fine.
And then on occasion we'll bring a few children up at the end of the show to help on the stage, and they get given goodie bags.
Oh.
And then they walk off and have a lovely time.
Where I grew up, kids could go and audition to be in the Panto. Is that something that still happens here?
It still happens. We do that normally in August.
Mm-hmm.
So every August, roughly, we'll hold auditions. The company Little Wolf actually do rounds of the South.
Oh, okay.
Where they hold auditions in different buildings for different shows that they've got going on. And yeah, we get a lot of the same people come back that have done all the Pantos before, because obviously they know the cast, they know the crew, they know the routines.
Yeah.
Loads of new faces. But it's always good to see that sort of progression of bringing new faces in, because, and again, like you said, it's that first experience into the theatre world, and then they stick with Panto for a few years, become too old to be a child in Panto, and then start working with us, bringing new families into the Panto, which is really cool to see.
So what's the other answer? Because you said there are two answers to
this
challenging
show.
I
should go to my time. So, and this isn't anything on the actual performer, because I love working with him and I think he's great. But Jimmy Carr, whenever he comes here, I say whenever, majority of the time he comes here, he books 2 shows in.
Yeah.
And those shows are back to back. As you can imagine, Jimmy Carr's a sellout. As soon as his name pops up, the whole theatre gets booked out, and that's 1,000+ people in a theatre. He does tend to overrun slightly, which is fine, because he likes to talk to the audience, and that's his whole thing, backwards and forwards. But when you've got a back-to-back show and I've got 1,000 people waiting outside to get into the theatre, then having to try and clear 1,000 people out of the theatre.
So are you letting people out a different route, or are they still going in and out the same way that they normally would? How are you managing 1,000 people going in and 1,000 people going out?
It's a really good question. It's a really good question. The way that we've done it in the past is, the way that the auditorium is built is that you go down the sides of the auditorium, and if you're in a circle, you go down the circle staircases. Mm-hmm. We lock that off from the rest of the building. So on the exit, you can only go out the doors.
Okay.
There's nowhere else in the building that you can go. You have to go out the doors. We then open up a couple of the doors at the front and take people into the lower bar. But again, we have to manage that because we can't squash 1,000 people into our lower bar.
No.
When it's got a capacity of maybe 100, 200.
It's nice now.
It looks lovely. It looks lovely. We have a lovely brick wall.
Yes.
That is in there, which is like a big centerpiece for it. It's very dimly lit and sort of moody.
I think we also need to do a shout out to Ollie, who's still applying black vinyl to the surfaces and
Ollie
has been
will
doing
never
that
leave.
for 1,000 years.
Yeah, Ollie will never leave. He is our official Assembly Hall vinyler.
It's like The Shining. Like there's probably a picture of him from 1939 when the theatre opened, and he's applying black vinyl to a surface.
He's been amazing. He's transformed that bar. Before we even started, like even with the paints and the walls, Ollie had vinyled part of the bar off. And just doing that transformed it. Yeah. And we're like, okay, we're in the right direction here. Like, this is going to be good.
It's that whole thing of like, it feels like an event when you go in there. It's all redecorated and it's that very vintagey feel. So if people are listening to this and haven't been into the theatre since the bar's been redone, you should go and have a look.
Yeah, please do.
It's really cool.
It's great. We're launching special cocktails down there as well. I know. So the bar is called the 1939 bar because that's when the theatre opened.
Very unfortunate timing.
It wasn't the best, but they made it work, and it's still here to this day, and that's testament to how community works. Mm-hmm. But we have called it the 1939 bar to sort of go back to its roots. Turned it into like a little speakeasy, jazz gin bar, which is really cool. We've got a nice gin cocktail. We've got a nice like rum whiskey cocktail. A couple of mocktails to go in there.
Very exciting.
I know. I can't wait. And we're looking actually to host other events in that space.
Yeah, I was going to ask whether you were going to have like a jazz night or.
We're looking to. Yeah. It's hard because obviously we have what I call dark days in the theatre, which sounds really ominous and sad, where everyone comes in black mourning. It's basically where we just don't have a show. There's no show booked in. So we're looking at ways that we can bring people in during those days like you said, jazz nights, quiz nights, just any small event that we can host in our lower bar would be quite cool.
Before we end the podcast, because we have overrun our meeting, having just judged loads of people for overrunning the meeting before, but it's available.
Fantastic, but
I'm really hot because we had to close the window because the ballet dancers were making a lot of noise. Poppadoms or bread?
Oh my God, poppadom.
Poppadom.
I panicked.
Yeah.
The bread is such a wide variety. Like, what, you can't say poppadom or bread. Like,
well, I stole it from another podcast, and they always say poppadoms or bread.
Because if you're talking like focaccia, I'll go focaccia.
Oh, focaccia.
But then if you've got poppadom or whole grain, poppadom. Bread is great. I mean, I had an amazing ciabatta from Jamaica Blue.
Mm. Oh, shout out.
I know, yeah.
Other cafes are available.
Other cafes are available, and we don't endorse.
We don't endorse specific shop local. They've just opened in RVP. It's
they have, and I thought, I was walking through. I really want to try the new Japanese.
Oh
place.
Yeah.
There's so many cool things that are coming to the town, and I want to try them all because I love food.
You're going to be part of it. And then my final question, because this is the Christmas podcast, is when is it too early for Mariah Carey?
Anytime before December.
December.
December 1st, fine. Anytime before then, no. What are you doing? Why?
Well, so I'm a November 25th person because I like a full month.
I get that.
But I appreciate that not everyone's here with me in that.
No, I'm living with a person. My partner celebrates Christmas from the end of October. Like October finishes and it becomes Christmas.
Well, yeah, Halloween is over. Long live Christmas.
Halloween begins in August.
Also respect that, but can't have a hot Halloween.
No, I don't. It's too much. It's too much.
And you've chosen to live with this person.
I have, yeah.
Okay, I will stop recording. Thank you very much.